Argy? Oh, oh, that's so good. Okay. Hello, this is James from Mad River Homestead here in Southwest Ohio. And we started this past Sunday tapping our maple trees. We tapped 5. We're not trying to do a whole lot of syrup this time, but we just want to kind of get our feet wet and see what it entails and see if we can make a little bit of syrup anyway. So we tapped on Sunday, tapped 5 trees, and that helped us to kind of figure out what, like the sizes of trees, how much they're going to produce. One thing we found out was the ones that are farther into the woods don't produce as much, and we think that's probably because they don't get as much sun exposure during the day when they really start to produce more. So this is Thursday, so it's been 5 days. We already have about 7 or 8 gallons, probably about 8 gallons that we've already put into the garage. We're just keeping it in there until we start processing. And now I'm about to go ahead and empty the other ones and get those into the garage as well. So just wanted to show you what that looks like. Now 3 of them we hung on the trees, so we hung the bucket onto the spile. It was a different type, and so I had to cut holes in the bucket about this far down. 2 of them we attached these hoses. Again, different kind of spile, so the hose fits right over it. And these are probably a little bit easier to work with. So between these 3 buckets, I would say we have somewhere around, let's see, conservatively, I'd say about 4 in each one of these, and then another 2, at least 10 gallons between those 3 buckets. Along with the other 7 to 8 gallons that we have, we're pushing at 18 gallons on 5 trees in 5 days. So not too bad. That would make almost a half gallon of syrup. It's a 40-to-1 ratio. So 40 gallons of sap makes about a gallon of syrup. We're going to try a couple different methods for boiling the syrup. One is using this wood burning stove that I installed a couple months ago. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Pretty warm. So we use the surface of that. I'm also gonna get one of my camp stoves and do it. We want to do it out in the garage because the steam that's coming off will be a little bit sticky. We don't want that to get all over our walls and ceilings inside the house. So this is one of the first ones that we harvested. We'll work on it first. And now we wait. So I'm going to do another pan on my camping stove. See how that works. Now eventually, if this works out and we like doing this, I'm going to be making like a fire pit outside that we can do it on. Use the bigger pans. It's optimal to have a wider pan. The wider and longer it is, really the better. So eventually we'll be doing it that way if this turns out to be something that works out well. Okay, so it has been a little bit over 2 hours since we started doing this, and I've added to both of these several times. As it's boiling down, you can just go ahead and keep adding to it. So you could see, like this one with the stainless steel, you can really see it's a lot more of an amber color than it was when I first started, when it was very clear. So it just keeps reducing, just keep adding and adding and adding. And so at some point we will transfer these into, into one. It'll be a more syrupy mixture, and we'll finish it off inside on the stove. So the wood burning stove pot is definitely a much slower process. This surface of the wood burning stove, it's been right around 475 to 500 degrees, but the actual sap is right around 180. So it's very slow, but it is definitely evaporating. It's probably gone down close to an inch since I started. So it's, like I said, a much slower process. We're talking about getting something with a bigger surface area to capture as much of the surface heat from this as possible. So it is about 8 o'clock on the second day that we started doing this, and it's just taking too long. So I have moved, we had 2 going on my camp stove. We had 1 going on the wood burning stove out in the garage, and then 1 on our stove inside. So I saw somebody doing it like this on a YouTube video. I decided to change, and I'm going to try to boil the rest of this down over my turkey fry kit. Hopefully that'll work. Cut some time off of this. Okay, so we are finishing the syrup today. Boy, I wish you could stand right where I am right now. I'm telling you, that steam smells just like maple syrup. It's gone down probably about halfway since I started about 2.5 hours ago. And when we started with the sap, we had probably close to 18 gallons. It's a 40-to-1 ratio, so we'll end up probably with about close to a half gallon of syrup when we're all said and done. So boy, look at that color. It's really starting to get a good color to it too. So I'll be definitely out here for a little bit longer. It needs to get to about 215 to 216, and I'll move it inside. Maybe I might decide to finish it out here. Right now it's taking 212 degrees to boil, just like water, just like the sap when I first started. When it gets to 219 to boil, that's when it's syrup. So you really have to watch it that last couple of degrees, because it really starts to go up faster and faster from what I understand. But it's still got a ways to go too. I'd say we've still got probably close to 2 gallons, if not a little bit more than 2 gallons in there. But we're getting there. Okay, we are at 214, and boy, it's really, really gone down. But look at that color, man, it's getting so pretty and smells so good. So when it gets to 216, that's when I'll do the first filter. I'm going to try to do an animal interlude. Oh, Lily was sleeping, the expectant mother. Watch Ezra when he sees me, when he realizes I'm here. Ezra? Hey. Hey, buddy. Oh, he must be really comfortable. He is not moving at all. We have them separated right now because, well, we have to separate them once Lily has the kids. And so this pen we'll be able to use it different ways. We'll use it once she has the babies. Then Ezra will be in this pen over here, and she and the babies will be over here. There's a lot more stuff for them to play on, a lot more roomy. So, and then at the point in the future when we have to separate the males from the females, this is the male's bachelor pad. So we'll have meat goats, and so the males will be over here. But right now, Lily's in here. How you doing, Lily? You ready to have kids? I'm ready for you to have kids. You don't want to get up, do you? She's looking pretty chunky. But this is where she's been sleeping the last few nights. And if you saw the warming box video that I made, I'm gonna put that in there. If something happened and she had the kids in the middle of the night, I want that warming box in there, you know, so they can go in there if they need to. But hopefully it'll happen during the day and it'll go without any kind of problems. And there are the chickens. They've really been enjoying this weather. Oh, somebody's been in the dust bath. Shake it off. There's Chungus keeping them herded together. Some of them, they like to go under those bushes there, especially when there's a hawk. You'll see them all crowded there. Chungus makes sure that every one of them's under there when there's any kind of threat of danger. Don't you, Chungus? He is a good boy. Okay, so the syrup has reached a temperature of 216 degrees. So now I'm going to do the first filtering. And what I'm filtering out here is referred to as sugar sand. But basically it is coagulated minerals that are in the tree. And it makes the syrup kind of cloudy. You can almost see that as I'm pouring it out. That might take a minute for it to totally filter, go through that filter. It's just a woven paper filter. But once that gets finished filtering, then I'll put it back on the heat, get it up to about 219 degrees, and then I'll filter it through a thicker filter, and we'll have syrup. No, Rocky. No, this is not for you. This is just a quick look at what it looks like right now, right after I filtered it. So just trying to get it back up to temperature. We're at 165 and it should start boiling right around 216, 215. Okay, we have hit the magic temperature. It looks really good, and I am going to filter it. All right, so here's the filtered, the end product, and it is delicious. I'm gonna pour it into this pot, and then we'll take it from here and put it in other containers. So it looks like it's about what I said, about a half gallon maybe, which makes sense. Okay. All right, so here's the final product, all in jars. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's absolutely delicious. And I would say we got right around what I was expecting, maybe a little bit more than what I thought, but maybe, you know, I didn't know exactly how many gallons of sap we had, but I think we got a little bit over a half gallon. So yeah, really happy with it and wish you could be here to share it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. If you ever thought about making maple syrup, just get out there and do it. Tap those trees, get the sap and boil it down. That's basically what you have to do. You have to know some things about it, but hopefully I shared enough with you that you'll be able to do it. Thank you so much. Take care. Until the next video, God bless you.